Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Video Game Madness 15. We are here with the long-awaited fixes that are in GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Now, this has been something I've been working on for a long while. I know the recent update within the Definitive Edition has been done by months now. A lot of other people have done probably a lot better than maybe what I have done, but in this video we're going to go over fixes that I've at least noticed. And for the first part, for like our GTA 3 where we show fixes within that, you'll see parts from the original counterpart and then the 3D and then the definitive edition. And then when we get to Vice City and San Andreas, you'll probably just see the definitive editions on the fixes that I've noticed within that to kind of save up on time a little bit. But if you guys are further curious and you guys want me to try and go more in depth moving forward with it, definitely let me know. But if this gets good enough reception, my plan is to make another video talk about the problems that are still within it and then go from there. But with that being said, let's get into this video and I hope you all enjoy it. Okay, first patch done into this game was the tunnel patch. Now here in the original, as you can see, what you would usually do is drive your car up to the edge of the bridge, and then once you have like your driver door close to the edge, you could just jump out and it would sink you down into the blue hell. And this in the definitive edition has been patched, showing right here. Second fix in GTA 3 Definitive Edition are the window panes. Now, in the initial release, when you would shoot a window pane, it looked extremely fake. But here, it looks more authentic, just like the original. And here's what the original looks like. Another fix, or something that I'm actually kind of curious about, and maybe somebody could clarify it in the comments, but the pistol sounds very much different here in the definitive edition compared to the original. Here, let's listen. Alright, now we're going to show you what it sounds like in the original real quick, and go from there. Claude can finally flip people off again in this update, which is good. This was the original feature that I actually missed, in my opinion. Okay, so in our last video talking about this briefly, we were talking about how in Vice City and GTA 3 you could do the run and gun thing. And here with Bomb the Base, because of that feature, this mission is a whole lot easier. I know in the original 3D part, this mission for me was one of my biggest nightmares because the sniper was so fidgety, it was so buggy. So here I wanted to show you guys the run and gun and just how easy this mission has gotten with the run and gun. So here's a look at it. Next fix that was added was there was a new cutscene, like little cutscene that plays in the Sayonara Salvatore mission. Now, if you remember, there was no scene like this in the original. It was just these guys walk out, Salvatore walks out, you kill him, and then that's that. So this here is kind of interesting, kind of cool. A little bit, in my opinion. Next, the water here in Belleville Park is finally fixed. In the original definitive edition, the vanilla version, it was like you were walking on ice, practically. But here, you're in the water, it doesn't kill you, and it's pretty cool. In Liberator, the vanilla version of the definitive edition, the treadmill was really deafening. And this wasn't really just like the only thing in this game that you would hear that would be deafening. But here in the definitive edition, if you listen to it with this current update, it's not as loud as what it was before. Last update for GTA 3 is here in the Cochrane Dam, or right by it. This road is finally fixed. Now, part of the yellow line was actually missing to it, and if I remember it right, and I could be wrong, some areas were like missing to it. The color scheme to weapons in Vice City are now fixed. Now, I originally liked the pink version because to me that still felt like GTA Vice City, but it's personal preference, really. Now, in the vanilla version of the definitive edition for Vice City, the spot up here by the bush, there was an invisible wall. That is no longer gone. The bush is now fixed. And a similar issue happened by the spot right in front of Lance's place that you would see in Vice City stories, and right by the ammunition spot. So this spot here also had like an invisible wall, but now the bushes are completely fixed. The fence with it is fixed, and I'm glad because it was ridiculous in the first place. But let's get to the next one. At Ammunition, the bulletproof vest is now fixed. In the original, the bulletproof vest was spinning around like how a usual pickup would be, but now it's stuck in place up there on the wall how it should be. In the vanilla version of GTA Vice City Definitive Edition, if you had your music volume turned all the way down, you could not hear the rioters at all whatsoever in the mission Riot. Now, here with the recent patch, whether you have the music volume down or up, you can still hear the rioters. So let's listen. Here, let me turn it down here and then you guys can listen real quick. Another fix in GTA Vice City was the chainsaw. Now, in the vanilla version, and you're going to be hearing me say that a lot, in the very first release of GTA Vice City Definitive Edition, the chainsaw was annoying. It was broken. And here within the recent update, it still sounds a little bit bad, but it's a million times better than what it was before. Let's listen. Another small detail is in the Avery Carrington missions, you finally get to see a driver in the driver's seat when the limo pulls forward. Now, I don't think this was in the original, but somebody let me know in the comments down below. Now, this next thing here is probably going to be very much debatable, but in Phnom 86 and Supply and Demand, when you are in the passenger seat, or actually in the helicopter you're in the back, and in the Supply and Demand mission I'm pretty sure you're right beside Lance shooting the gun, but the music in both the helicopter and the boat are officially turned off. Now, if you are a YouTuber like me, this is very helpful. This means you have less to worry about when it comes to copyright claims and copyright strikes. If you're an average GTA player and you just want to listen to music while you're just blasting some fools, then this might make you a little bit upset. But to further show you guys this, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like in Phnom 86, as well as Supply and Demand.
I got enough of that at school! Vance, poor bastard! Where the hell are we headed anyway? Prawn Island! You ever fire one of those from a whirly? No, I'll get a bit of practice on the way though!
In the mission Death Row, Lance Vance, the glitch that happened with Lance Vance is now fixed. Now, this was a very annoying thing to where if you would take out all the characters here in the junkyard and you went up to Lance Vance, the cutscene would not trigger at all, and it would still cause Lance to die and make you fail the mission. This has been patched, and honestly, it's good. This is something that should have been fixed day one, but you know how it is. It's Rockstar, it's the defective edition. You have shit like that.
There goes my careful planning blown to shit. Thanks to you. You screwed up real good, Lance. You killed my brother. What do you expect me to do, mow his lawns? We're gonna have to take out that prick Diaz before he takes us out. You okay to use a gun?
Sure, I guess. Nice to see you too.
Let's get out of here.
The Mullen Shakedown, ladies and gentlemen, is also fixed. Now, if you don't know, when this thing first came out, all it would take was destroying like 4 or 5 windows and the mission would end. And for many of us longtime fans, it really pissed us off because it made this feel way too easy. There was no pressure within this mission like how it was in the original. So having this back is a good deal. It gives, you know, new players the full experience with this mission. And to be honest, it's just nice to see this back to its full-fledged form, in my opinion. Lastly, in Vice City, the lighting here in Keep Your Friends Close looks a lot better. Now, in the original, it looked... And this could be due to the classic lighting, but the lighting in the mansion here for the final mission looked bland, it looked iffy, but here it looks a lot better, it looks a little bit proper, and it looks so proper that even Lance's character model looks right for a change. But here, let me play this all for you.
It's your friends up north, Tommy. They ain't too happy you capped their man. They're coming down to see the business today.
They took longer than I thought. Guys, we gotta make this final. We gotta leave no doubt that this is my operation. Mine! Ken, you get the first run of counterfeit cash and put 20 mil in briefcases. Lance, you get the guys together.
Now for GTA San Andreas, the most broken out of this entire defective edition. For the first thing that was fixed on it that I personally noticed was that there was added time between Tenpenny's dialogue right before the iconic CJ's "Aw shit, here we go again." Here, let me show you guys real quick.
In the meantime, try not to gun down any more officers of the law.
Y'all can't leave me here. This baller's country.
I thought you said you was innocent, Carl. But you don't bang.
This is car 58.
See you around like a donut,
What?
Carl.
Officer Pendlebury's down. We'll be right over.
See, Hernandez, that is how an experienced officer deals with a...
Oh, shit. Here we go again. Worst place in the world. Rolling Heights baller country. Now, I ain't represented Grove Street in 5 years, but the ballers won't give a shit.
Carl Johnson's back is not broken here anymore on the BMX. This was shown in the original, where his back looked like it got smashed in 3 different places. But it's finally fixed. Something that was also present here in the defective edition was Ryder's broken neck. But now, that's also finally fixed too, and his head is finally just right. It's not weird, it's not broken, it looks normal for a change. Let's look.
Gia, and get yourself some colors, fool. And a haircut. It's embarrassing to be seen with you.
When it comes to vending machines and drinking machines, Carl Johnson can finally have the stuff to his face. Now, in the vanilla part of this, when Carl would get a drink of Sprunk, it would be above his head, like he's just trying to pour it all over himself. But here, it looks good, it looks proper, and it's about damn time there. Swimming is also fixed. So if you remember, Carl Johnson would actually levitate off the water in the vanilla version. And also, too, in the underwater part here, as you guys can see, it was like super duper dark blue. But here, it looks good, looks normal. Even though the only problem I had was the levitation, but it still looks good. The rain looks proper now and looks way better, as you guys can see here. And this definitely is reminiscent to the original in a sense. But if you've seen like the vanilla version of this thing, you know that it was bad before. The punching bag is fixed. Now before, it was like very hard. You couldn't even hit the thing at all. And here, it's done. It's the way it's supposed to be. About damn time, Rockstar. Still, in terms of the gym, the bench press, the bar that Carl Johnson would be lifting up and down, it's not crooked anymore. I know when this thing first came out, it was crooked. It looked like part of the bar should have fallen off. But here, it looks great. It looks good. The only problem that I have that I would still put when we make another video talking about this whole thing is how easy this shit is. Because, you know, in the original version of this game when it first dropped, it was very good and complex. And then they went and screwed that up. The dumbbell issue is also fixed. And here with the bicycle, Carl Johnson's hands are actually on the bicycle instead of being up in the air. Now, this one is good, but there's also a problem with the bicycle over in Sanfierro that we will talk about way later on. Credit to the YouTuber Badinfus, because here in the mission drive-thru, the hand placement on the gun, as you can see with Big Smoke, is the way that it's supposed to be. Before, his hand was levitating. Another upgrade here is that Mad Dog's mansion looks a lot darker, looks a little bit different. And I'm sure that this is probably due to the classic lighting from it. But if you look here, you can see that the rooms look significantly darker. So I put that in as a plus column. Let me know if you think different. Also, speaking of Mad Dog's mansion, in the mission, when you would try and sneak through this area past those two guards, you would always get caught. They would always shoot at you. The thing was glitched out. But now it's fully fixed. You can stealthily go on through here without getting yourself killed. And honestly, it's better. I mean, this mission shouldn't have been messed up in the first place. Another thing that's fixed is the AI. Now, when you would get into gang wars or whatever, the shootouts would be your worst nightmare. You know, when this thing released back in 2021, and I would try and do, you know, what I would always do and take over gang territories to make a little extra cash, this area was a nightmare. It was hell to do. I didn't find any fun or enjoyment within the definitive edition, but here, the system is a lot more balanced than what I think it is in both the original as well as what it was during the launch of the 2021 defective edition. But you guys also let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys like this little detail, if you don't, let me know why. Another upgrade within this is the windows for the car in the Mission Green Saber is finally fixed. When this thing came out, it was really hard to see out of like the window because it showed you CJ and Caesar in the car together talking. And here you can see it a lot better. It's a lot more visible. And that was really the biggest thing I noticed here with it. Okay, this is a plus and a negative. Claude. His character model has been changed, man. He now looks exactly like his model in Grand Theft Auto 3. Now I'm putting this in the positive column only for some of the crybabies who complain about how his face looked all plastic and like a scared little boy and all that stuff. I'm putting this down there for them. But being honest, this pisses me off, and when we make a video talking about what the hell is still wrong with this shithole, that will be one of the biggest things I will point out because it pisses me off because it's all because of the people who like whined about the character models and whatnot, especially for the ones that look like how they were supposed to. But enough with my ranting, let's get on to the next part of the subject. Another fix is the correct weather here in San Fierro, which means proper thunderstorms, proper fog, and it looks better. It's like a return to form. There's another place that we will cover here in a second. Also, too, the burger there, Burger Shot, it's finally spinning, and same thing with that X-Zero sign. Those are back to being fully functional. Good deal. Finally, the stunt plane fully works. I don't really get how the hell Rockstar could really screw something as simple up as that, but they've been able to screw a lot of things up here within the recent years. So, that is fully back to working again, and it looks great, man. Another fix here in the Boneyard is the airport here for your planes and whatnot. This door is finally fixed. It opens the right way, and over here, as you can see, they're both actually moving. And if we go here, it's fully solid. So this spot here is finally fixed, which is good. A fix I didn't know about till here recently is here at the little pro bin. So before, there was a fan up top here of this billiards table, and every time you would play pool on there, when you would get to this part or whatever, the fan would be in the way that would block your camera view, and you couldn't see what you were doing or what ball you were hitting. So it's good to see that that's fixed. If any of you guys like playing pool, good deal. The sandstorms are back too, which is good, man. This should have been here day one. Day one. But it's good to see it though. And it definitely looks good here, all things considered. I'm impressed. Now here, during your hot coffee, the camera finally shakes again. Before, in the original release, it didn't shake, it just stayed still all the time, which was boring as all hell. And the shaking was to cover for the mod that was in this thing from the beginning. Okay, now a fix that I want to go over here in the update was the mission here for Mad Dog. So before, when Mad Dog would jump off that cliff right there, if he would land into the boxes, it would break the boxes, but when you would leave the area, it would still be like standing or levitating off the ground. Here, from at least what I've noticed through my 2 trial runs of this, it is fixed and it is taken care of, but I don't know, I feel like something's still quite off with this mission. You guys definitely let me know, but as you can see there, it's all taken care of. But yeah, music's back in the casino, not just for this one, but also the Red Dragons Casino. Next. The oil rig is back up and running, and it is working. So this place doesn't look plain and boring and shitty. Something that took me a little while to notice was that the airport gates here in San Fierro work flawlessly now. I mean, before you would have to hit it for it to work. The Las Venturas night sky is back. We recently showed the sandstorm. We wanted to show the night sky too, and damn, it looks beautiful. Nice return to form. Last thing I noticed here was the jetpack. The jetpack had a little fix. It's still broken with its camera and the way it controls. But as you can see right there, the like flowy parts of it, like the air thing or the nitro part, there's actually stuff coming out of it now, which before it was like blank, it was weird. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you guys like this video, maybe give it a like, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.